Alright, it's Justice League 16, and I reckon this is gonna be a short one. This is the final part of that Hawk and Planet story by Steven Snyder and Jim Timothy Irv. The Justice League, well, three of them, they have gone to the Hawken planet in search of answers, and Lenny Luthor isn't even in it. I think this is meant to be the cover for the next issue, but they have put it on the wrong one, because this is young Lenny Luthor, and he isn't in it either. And the next issue, I've seen the previews for, and like the write-up, and it's saying how it's all about the Vision and Lenny Luthor and their shared history. So this is an unbelievable editorial blunder. They have given one of their flagship books the wrong fucking cover. It's unbelievable. It leaves us speechless. This issue is mostly answers, and not particularly interesting ones either. I did complain last issue that they had just been promising answers for the whole run, and they weren't offering any. But here they did. But the other thing, when you promise answers for so long, they are not satisfying. They never will be. They just can't be. Last issue, I compared it to the TV show Lost, and I defend Lost. I think that show gets a tremendous bad reputation from a weak start to season 3 when the show was at its most popular, some atrocious filler episodes along the way, and people completely not getting or just hearing about the last episode. The island wasn't purgatory. The bits in season 6, the flashes, they were purgatory. But the stuff on the island and the whole show, that wasn't in purgatory. But my point is, I loved Lost. Even I thought the answers were rubbish, but what Lost had was intrigue and mystery to those answers. So yeah, it was really disappointing when you found out, say, the scientist blokes that were doing experiments on the island, who had once seemed enigmatic and fascinating, when it turned out they were just actually a bunch of clueless hippies. That was really disappointing. Whereas with this Justice League run, there isn't any real intrigue or mystery behind these answers. There's nothing compelling about them. Like, why should I care about this Perpetual girl? You're just telling us again and again that she is important. You're not showing it. You're not doing anything with the idea. Like Lost, they had the Hatch, which was an underground bunker on the island with a computer in it that they had to put a code into every 108 minutes or the world would end. Or would it? So we had this fantastic, is it real or is it just a psychological experiment idea? And that is compelling. They built that up, and there was all sorts of further questions around it, and there's just nought like that with this Perpetual girl. The more interesting thing, in my opinion, is the Hawken Planet stuff, and seeing the book play around with that decent setup from that bad Stephen Altman book that is definitely going to be cancelled very soon. It sells worse than the Terrificals. Of course it's going to be cancelled. And it is selfish and it is shit. And Steven Snyder and Jim Timothy Irv, they play it with the one good idea from it much better. We have got Hawken Girl, and she is fighting New 52 Stephen Altman, and the much prettier version of herself. Meanwhile, Green Lantern's Alan Stewart, he's arguing with the Green Lantern's corpse, and I must admit it is a shame that Gary Gardner isn't here, because he's kind of stuck in comic book limbo now. At least Kyle Reese, he was in Titans, even though that is cancelled, and he is in the Justice League Annual, but Gary Gardner, he really needs a new home now that there's only the one Green Lantern's book. These answers, they are just world building really, but just like Jonathan Huckleberry at Marvel, it is purely selfish. It is completely disregarding established lore. It is rebuilding a world that is already built. This is nowhere near as bad or distasteful as Huckleberry reinventing the entire Marvel universe and its mythos, but it does feel that we're just gonna get to the point where it is like that. Like, we already have some dodgy reworking of Division's backstory, and to some degree, more so in the annual, Hawking Girl and definitely Starman. One thing I did like was that the pretty Hawking Girl, she wasn't played as an outright irredeemable villain. She is really pretty as well. I reckon she should be the main Hawking Girl, because the other one is bland and boring. Character-wise, I mean, but also looks as well. Young Justice, no thanks. We do, answers aside, resolve this storyline quite well. We've got a flashback here with the pretty Hawking Girl, and she's quite tragic. She's quite a tragic character. She lost so much. And there, look, she is crying. And up here, New 52 Stephen Ortman, he disappears, he fades away. It makes sense in the story, don't worry. But my point is, the main Hawking Girl, she doesn't have any real character to her. She's like a really safe character. Like, they seem afraid to actually give her any real character. It's more evident in the annual, but she's also made into what seems like a complete Mary Sue. And we've got Starman here. I'm a big fan of the character, and I'm not enjoying what they are doing with him at all. He looks good here though. This is a good little image. He's really only at the end here though, and he is a Deus Ex Machine Man. He just waves his hand and resolves things. And we have got this really weird bit here where he takes a part of the pretty Hawking Girl, like her soul or something, and gives it to the other one, and she is now complete. Like, she was missing part of her soul or whatever, but after he has done it, the pretty one is still alive. What about her? What happened to her? Have you just nicked her soul? Does she not have a complete soul now? Has he just taken her soul away and left her with now? Why isn't she getting the same treatment, like giving her part of the main Hawking Girl's soul? She seems like a flawed and broken character. She could benefit from the parts of that other Hawking Girl that make her so bland and boring. And why is Starman's hair grey? It was brown in his series, and then it became black when he was wearing this costume. Why is it grey now? That about sums it up, really. It does neatly wrap up that Hawking Planet story, but a lot of what we get is just babbling. I rate it 7 thumbs up.